Hello children, a very warm welcome to the virtual session again. So we will begin with the chapter 5, Separation of Substances, part 4. So we are going to continue with the chapter 5, Separation of Substances, part 4. Let us have a quick recap of what we have done in a previous session. We have seen methods of separation: hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving. Sedimentation also we have seen the method and the process and its application. Today we are going to do decantation and filtration. So today's session we are going to discuss decantation and filtration. Before we begin with decantation and filtration, let us have a recap of what we have done in sedimentation. What is sedimentation process? Let us see. So sedimentation can be defined as a process through which dirt and other heavier particles in a mixture settles at the bottom of the vessel when water is added to it. When the dust and the dirt particles have settled, the clear water which forms the upper layer is moved to a different container and the dirt and the dust is done away with. This technique can also be used to separate two liquids which do not mix with each other, also called as immiscible liquids, and is called decantation. So now we will see sedimentation over here. See how it is done with muddy water. You add alum to make the dust and the dirt particles, the insoluble particles, solid particles heavier, so that if you keep it for standing for some time without disturbing, it will settle. The mud will settle and the upper layer you will get a clear water. So this is sedimentation which we have already seen. Okay children, so now here we begin with decantation. So you have to write what is decantation in your notebook children. Decantation can be defined as a technique through which immiscible liquids or a liquid and a solid substances are separated. Immiscible liquids means liquids will not dissolve in each other. That means oil and water, they will not dissolve. Kerosene and oil, they will not dissolve. So kerosene will not dissolve in water, so they will form layers, and these layers can be separated easily. So these are called immiscible liquids, and a solid liquid and a solid can also be separated through decantation. For example, take the case of oil and water. These are two examples of immiscible liquids where once we pour oil in water, oil forms the upper layer of water and can be easily separated by gently pouring the mixture in another container till all the oil has been removed. A very simple process, very simple method children. Sometimes smaller dirt particles get carried along with the water in the process of decantation, which needs to be further removed. This can be achieved through the process of filtration. So subsequent process after decantation, even with very smaller particles which is not removed by decantation, we can do it after decantation, we can do filtration. So most of the time more than one method is applicable for separation of mixture. We apply sedimentation, decantation and filtration together, which you will see it later. So this is a decantation process, and you are going to take this down in your notebook children. Then you will see over here how decantation is done. You see a beaker with sediment and water. So what you do, keep a glass rod and take another beaker, keep a glass rod and pour gently, you will pour, slowly you will pour the upper layer of water, and you will not disturb, you will try to not to disturb the sediment. So the upper layer of water you are going to transfer in another beaker with the help of a glass rod, very gently and very slowly. So this is decantation process. Sedimentation, you allow the mixture like sand and water, mud and water, you will allow it to settle. Whatever heavier insoluble solids will settle. The upper layer you will get a clear water. Then how are you going to separate them? By decantation. So decantation is done this way. You take one more beaker, put a glass rod and try to pour the clear water through the glass rod So gradually, very slowly, very gently, you are going to separate the water from the sediment. What is sediment? The heavy insoluble particles of dust, dirt or mud. So this is decantation, children. Again, one more diagram I have shown you for decantation. The upper layer is called supernatant, that is the water, and the sediment settle down below because you have done sedimentation before. Then you will do decantation. Here they have shown direct gently pouring towards the wall of the beaker. Better use glass rod, that also will be a better method. Here they are gently pouring to the other beaker with the help of they are pouring towards the wall of the other beaker so that it will gently go down without disturbing the sediment. So separating a mixture of sand and water using sedimentation and decantation. Here you have a mixture of oil and water. So how you are doing that decantation? See, they are directly pouring. Very gently you have to pour. Oil will form the top layer and water will be the bottom layer. So here oil is separated from water through decantation. First of all, you have to keep it undisturbed for some time till you get the two separate layers. Is it clear, children? Yes. And nowadays in the lab, when we will go to the lab, I will show you the separating funnel. We have it in a chemistry lab, children. So we will have a demo on this, and I will definitely show you, children, a separating funnel where it has a system where you can, a wall you can say, where it is operated. You can open and close a solvent extraction procedure. It is you are going to learn in your higher classes. Now you just need to know the separating funnel. You add mixture of oil and water, keep it for standing, that is sedimentation, leave it undisturbed for some time, and then you gently open the wall will be open, that like a key. So you're opening it, then water will move down in the beaker first, and then oil will remain in the separating funnel that you can collect in the other beaker, in the separate beaker. So this is how decantation is done of oil and water. So it's not only solid and liquid decantation, or sedimentation also and decantation also, both can separate solid and liquid mixture, and liquid mixture. Here you have these two examples we have discussed. So now over here, this is a clear diagram. You can see separating funnel. This funnel is there with us in the lab. We will definitely will see this. So we have a beaker below and you have a tap. Tap means it's like a key. You are going to close and open easily. So now over here, if you pour two liquids like oil and water, so over here low density liquid will be on top and high density liquid will be at the bottom. So here you have seen in this diagram, water will be a higher density. In that example previously which I have discussed, water will come out first because having a higher density than the oil, and oil will form a top layer, you can see over here in this diagram. So here low density liquid will be on the top, and the high density liquid will try to settle. It will be the bottom layer, which you can remove it first with the help of the tap which is provided in the separating funnel. So this is how you do decantation nowadays. A better method than manually doing with the help of only beakers. Is it clear, children? Yes or no? Yes. Filtration. Now we will see after decantation, because decantation, sedimentation and filtration, they go hand in hand. These are the three methods which can be applicable to separate one mixture. So now filtration is the process through which smaller particles like dirt etc. are separated from a solution by making the solution pass through a medium, often filter paper. We do it in chemistry lab. We have lots of filter paper in the chemistry lab with different sizes of the pores of the filter paper. Filter paper have 4 pores, so it can pass through liquid. So it has different sizes. I will show you different type of filter papers also we have in the lab, and an extremely important procedure to separate mixtures. This medium is such that only liquids are able to pass through it. Definitely, because the pores are very fine of the filter paper. You can feel the texture is coarse and you can feel that it has some pores, though you cannot directly see with the naked eye those pores, but you will feel the texture of the paper is different from what you use in your regular basis for your notebook and all that. So filter paper, I'll show you. This medium is that only liquid are able to pass through it because of the presence of very tiny pores in it. So this is clear. Filter paper have very tiny pores, and filter paper, and you get filter paper of the various sizes of the tiny pores. Tiny pores will be little larger, extremely fine. It depends on what type of liquid mixture you want to separate. You can use filter paper accordingly. I'll show you in the chemistry lab, children. The filter paper is molded to form a cone. I'll show you how cone is done. And in this cone like structure is then affixed to a funnel. We are going to fix to a funnel, a glass funnel. We have all these instruments, all these apparatus in the lab. I'll show you. So through which the dirty solution is allowed to pass. Sometimes filtration can also be applied to separate pulp and seeds from juice. So seeds and pulp from the juice can also be separated because you will have only liquids getting removed, separated from the pulp and seeds. Filter paper is very useful. It can also be used to separate cottage cheese or paneer from milk. So filter paper has a wide application, children. I'll show you filter paper and how cone is done. You need to write this in your notebook. I hope you are writing what is filtration and where are application and all that. Please take it down in your notebook, children. Now this is the filter paper, just an picture to show you how this filter paper look like. It look like your common regular blank paper cut into a circular form, but then when you touch it and when you actually see this, it has a different look and texture. It has tiny pores which will separate only liquids. Even finest particles will remain behind. So, how you prepare cone? See how it is prepared. You the circular cut. You normally we in the lab we have a square shape filter paper. With that also we can make cone. I'll show you how to make cone of that square shape filter paper. Here they have shown a circular shape filter paper. You have to give one fold, then another fold. You are giving two fold to the filter paper. After getting a two fold of the filter paper, you can see in the picture how it is done, and then you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. You are going to separate 3 layers, and one layer you are going to separate from the 3 layers. Then you get a proper cone. So this cone is formed when you separate 3 layers and one layer separately, and then you get a cone. I'll actually show you how to do it in the lab. This is just for you to get a idea of how you make a cone of the filter paper. See, then how it is used. You can see again here the diagram is shown. You have to give a fold, two fold, first fold, second fold, and then you separate the layers and you put it in a glass funnel. And this is how you can do decantation and filtration. You are going to decant it with the help of the glass funnel. Decant it means you try to not disturb the mixture and you try to pour it. Then to some particles, insoluble particles, solid particles, dust and dirt will remain on the filter paper. You can see in the diagram. In the beaker down below, when you're passing through the filter paper with the help of a glass rod, you will see filter paper is going to uh, separate the liquid from the insoluble unwanted solids, and below in the beaker you will get a clear water filtrate. So this is how a decantation is done. You are going to empty your mixture with the help of a glass rod, and you are going to pass it through a funnel which will have a filter paper, a cone of a filter paper, which will separate the unwanted materials or unwanted substances from water. So you'll get a clear water down below in the beaker. So preparation of filter paper cone you have seen, and fixing of the folded filter paper in the funnel and filtration through filter paper, you have seen this in this diagram. Here you'll get a better idea, children. Here see this diagram. Here you have a filter paper, and see the filtrate clear water you're getting. And when you are actually taking the muddy water, you see how turbid it is, how dirty it is. And once you pass it through filter paper by this method, with the help of the filter paper, see how clear water you get. So this is a filtration process. Is it clear, children? I hope so it's clear. Thank you, children. We'll continue with filtration. Many more wide application of filtration we will see in the next session. Thank you and have a wonderful day.